Hey everybody, and welcome to the lounge. All the lounges show is ballers and grillers. Today's kind of weird because I really had to do this last minute. It occurred to me earlier today that hey, we haven't done Chillin and Grillin yet, and it kind of needs to be done. And yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna be by myself for that. So this is gonna be a bit weird. I'm sorry. I wish that this weren't the case. So starting off. Shoutouts for last week's stuff. Shoutout goes to Josh Kalla at jkalla9. Look pretty good, very nice cheesy bread, all that good stuff. So since I kind of had to do this pretty much last minute, today's Chillin and Grillin is I'm just going to perpetuate the stereotype against myself about how all I eat is macaroni and cheese, and we're going to be making mac and cheese. I say we, but it's just me. So, I mean, it's not really that difficult, and yeah. So we're just gonna get started on that, and this probably isn't gonna take very long at all. So, might as well get going. Right, so making this is almost painfully easy. Half of what you need is just right in the box itself. It's just the macaroni and the cheese sauce mix itself. You're also going to need milk and some butter. Don't worry, next time I will make something that's a little bit more, takes a little bit more, effort to make, I guess. This was just really last second. Alright, so I'll get some stuff ready and then we'll go on to the next step. Right, so we've got our water on to boil, and pretty much to make this you just really have to follow the instructions on the box as well as the amounts. It calls for 4 tablespoons of butter, which is half a stick, and it calls for half a cup of milk, but I like it with a little bit more. Gotta keep them bones strong. But I know some people don't like the granules of cheese when you try to mix in the cheese sauce after the macaroni's all done. You just pour everything in. So I'm going to show a way to make it so that you don't have to worry about that. Just with this tiny little pot right here. So what you're gonna want to do is just start melting the butter, because that actually takes time to melt. You don't really want to bring anything like a boil or anything, you just want to melt it. And when you do that, it should be pretty quick. I tried to cut up into smaller chunks so that it would, melt a little easier, but they all kind of fuse together, so. There. Just set that aside. And we just let the butter melt. Here, I'll bring the camera around. As you can see, butter's melting pretty quick. Just because I got some of the butter we keep on the side. Yeah, that's about right. While that goes, I will get the milk. There we go. It also help if I, open the box, because that way I can actually, I'm sorry that this seems very unprofessional. It's very difficult to do it to cook anything really by yourself. Well, in a manner that Chillin and Grillin is anyway. Sounds like the butter's starting to get kind of hot, so we can. You don't want it to. Sputtering is probably not a good thing when it comes to this. All you want to do is just have it melt, so you don't even really need to keep the flame on like I did. I turned it off. So then you just add in the milk. There we go. That looks nice and liquidy. And see, the cheese sauce, the best part about that is because the macaroni cooks afterward and the macaroni is still warm, cheese sauce doesn't have to be too warm when you add it in anyway. So it all worked out. So just gotta make sure it's all on the bottom so when you open it, it doesn't, explode into powder right in your face. And I know that some people were, at least in the past, really wanted me to demonstrate making mac and cheese like this. I'm sorry that it looks weird that I'm all hunched over again. I have to work with a tripod. I'm by myself today. I'll try to get that changed. Anyway, so now that all the powder's in, you can just mix that up. And soon enough, it'll just be all thoroughly mixed, and you can use that once the water boils and the macaroni goes in, which I will get to next. Alright, well the water's boiling now. So now we can just add the macaroni. Directions say to keep it in for 8 to 10 minutes, but I like it more on the al dente side, so I'm just going to be going 7 minutes. That should be just fine. And see you again once that's done. Right, I almost forgot. You can see that the time hasn't really changed much, but you are going to want to stir it periodically, or else the macaroni is just going to start sticking together, and that's not really a good thing to have when it comes to macaroni. So yeah, once this is done, all you have to do is just drain it with a strainer or a colander, and I'll see you at the next step then. Alright, so the pasta's been drained. Now, like I said, this is going to be a real quick one, so now you can just dump it back into the original pot that the macaroni was cooking in. And I'm going to use the same spoon that I had used to stir the cheese to begin with, and just pour all that right nice in there. All of it. It's a quick, easy meal that pretty much anybody can make. Like, if you can use a stove and you can boil water, you can make macaroni and cheese. So after that, you're just going to want to mix it all up together. Get all of them coated in that nice cheesy goodness. Let me tell you, that smells good. And there you have it. Once you've got that all mixed together, let me just clear a little bit of room. That's the point where you can dish it out. Now, Uncle Larry isn't a terribly huge fan of boxed mac at all, so he's gonna be getting something else, which is why I'm putting the entirety of the boxed macaroni and cheese in this bowl. So don't think that I'm like, you know, I want to try and get all of that into there. And there you have it, macaroni and cheese. Might as well try it out. All right. Actually, before I eat, I would just like to say that this particular Chillin and Grillin has really put it in perspective of just how hard it is, because there was one a while back in which I wasn't home for to help Dad film it, and wow, even for something as short and simple as this, in which I actually know what I'm doing. I mean, he knew what he was doing, but it's just having to do it with the tripod, having to move around, keep resetting the tripod every time, and getting at least decent camera angles, as limited as they can be, and non-dynamic. It's really hard. Well, might as well eat. It's hot, but it's creamy and delicious. Just as mac and cheese should be. Right then, well, that about wraps up Chillin and Grillin. So, hit the like button. I'm sorry Uncle Larry couldn't be here. He'll be back here in no time, I'm sure of it. Make sure you hit that like button, like I just said. Really helps the channel out. Yeah, just remember, no hate needed, just love, and yeah, put your feet back and relax, and I'll meet you at the lounge, I guess. It's not the same by myself.